Today we will start the lecture on construction management and law. So already we have discussed various concepts related with construction management and law. We have discussed various feasibility factors. We have discussed in unit number 1 cost escalations. We have discussed factors affecting cost escalations, and we have discussed various concepts in unit number 1. So again there are various units as we have discussed in previous lectures. So there are 6 different units. Every unit is having its own weightage, in its own importance is there. So today we will start unit number 2. So unit number 2 is again very important, because this unit number 2, it deals with the scheduling technique, okay, or construction of network diagram, okay. So in short I will discuss about what the contents to be covered in unit number 2. So unit number 2, it specially deals with the network diagram, construction of network diagram. Before execution of any construction, before execution of multi-storied building construction of multi-storied building, or construction of roads, or construction of bridges, or any construction work, so we have to plan depending upon the time required and depending upon the cost required for its constructions, okay. So we have to interrelate the various activities in a construction of a project, okay. So we have to interrelate the activities. There will be an interdependency of one activity with the other activity. The simple example is that after excavations there will be PCC, and after PCC there will be laying of foundations, laying of the steel in the foundations, and casting of concrete in the foundations, and after that there will be plain beam, after that there will be a columns, after that there will be a DPC or flooring. So there are interdependency of various activities. They are interlinked with each other, okay. Only after excavations there will be further activities will be carried out. Without excavations we cannot do the other activities, or some activities they are interlinked with each other, okay. So such diagram which represents the interdependency or connectivity of one activity with the other, or one event with the other, so there will be some duration required for its completions, okay. Some period will be required for its completions. The excavation will require some manpower will be required, some equipments will be required. Depending upon the availability of the equipments, depending upon the manpower required, the days will be decided. How much days will be required for excavations? So such calculation of days will be done. So first we have to calculate the days required for construction or for excavations. Similarly, for the days required and the cost required for PCC. Similarly, the days and cost required for foundation, for laying of steel, or for casting of foundations, for footings, and similarly the various activities, okay. So in short we have to frame a network. This network will interrelate the various activities. After one activity ends, the next activity will be started, okay. After one activity it has been completed, the next activity will be started. So we have to draw, or we have to schedule the networks, okay. Scheduling is to be done, okay. Interdependency connections to be made, okay. Activities we have to draw, okay. So all these activities, or all this network diagram, it has to be made. So there are the two main methods in order to draw a network diagram. So these two methods we will discuss in a broad way in unit number 2. So unit number 2 basically deals with the construction of a network diagram in order to execute the construction of work, okay. In order to execute the work, what will be the various activities to be taken care, what are the different things to be taken into consideration, what are the different activities to be considered in construction of a building, okay. So all this network diagram will be made depending upon the methods, okay. So these are the two important methods, that is the PERT and CPM. That is the project evolution review technique and critical path method. Project evolution review technique and critical path method. Okay. So these are the two important methods. So depending upon these two important methods, we will draw the network diagrams. Every method, it is having its own specialty, it is having its own advantages, or it is having its own disadvantages also. Okay. So PERT is having its own advantages, its own concerns are there, its own important points to be considered related with PERT, that is the project evolution review technique. And critical path method, it is having its own advantages. Okay. So in short, unit number 2 deals with the drawing of networks in order to interrelate the various activities, starting from excavations up to the floor finishes, starting from excavation up to the where the complete construction work to be completed within the stipulated time. We have to decide the time period required for completion of a particular type of project. So we have to fix the days depending upon the availability of materials, depending upon the various equipments, depending upon the manpower required. So we have to fix the amount of days required for completion of a particular activity. Okay. So drawing of this network diagram or scheduling of the network diagram, it is very important in this unit number 2. So we'll see various problems also in unit number 2, how various activities are interdependent, how many days are required, what is the starting time required, what is the completion time required, how much days or what is the shortest way to complete the project within the stipulated time. So all this will be covered in unit number 2. Okay. So I have discussed in short what is the concerns related with the unit number 2. So as I have already said, so unit number 2, so we'll start unit number 2. First is nothing but the PERT, that is the program evolution and review techniques. Okay. So program evolution and review technique, we have to evaluate the programs. Okay. So whether there is a construction of a road, construction of building, so there is a program. Okay. So first we have to evaluate and further we have to review the techniques, which techniques it has been implemented on this. Okay. So as all its words indicates the definition, program evolution and review techniques. Okay. It is generally used for those projects where time required to complete various activities are not known as prior. We cannot decide the time required for completion of a particular activity prior executions. Okay. Prior to the executions, there is no as such time is fixed for completion of an activity. Okay. Whether an activity is excavation, whether an activity is laying down of PCC in the foundation, whether the activity is the laying down of steel in the foundation or casting of foundations in meter cube. So all these are the various activities. So when the time required to complete various activities are not fixed or not known prior to its execution, at that time this PERT method it has been used. Okay. So it is generally used for those projects where time required to complete various activities are not known as a prior. Okay. So before execution, we cannot predict the time required for its completion of various activities. Okay. When the time is fixed, then the other method is used. When time before the execution it has not been decided, or it has not been fixed, that at that time this PERT it has been used. Okay. So project evolution and review technique will be used where the time required to complete various activities are not known as a prior. So as the time is not known, therefore it is a probabilistic model. Probability, whether it may be completed in 2 weeks, whether it may be completed in 2.5 weeks, or in days, whether it will be completed in 11 days or 15 days or 20 days or beyond, prior this 8 days also can be completed. Okay. So this is nothing but a probabilistic model. Okay. So there is a probabilities, there is a fixed duration will not be there. There is a probabilistic model will be prepared by this PERT method. So it is a probabilistic model and is primarily be concerned for evolution of time required. So here time calculations is important. We are calculating the time which has not been known prior. Okay, we are deciding the time required. Okay, as the model runs, the time will be fixed. Okay, so it is nothing but a probabilistic model, and it is event oriented. So there will be various events to be considered in PERT. So we will see on broad way what is an event, what is an activity, how it will be represented in a network diagrams. Okay, so all these concerns will be discussed in further slides. Okay, so it is an event oriented. Okay, so one thing it is to be kept in mind, the PERT is the method, that is the program evolution and review technique is the method which deals with the time required to complete various activities are not known as a prior. For such activities where the time required is not decided prior, this PERT method it has been used, and this method it is a probabilistic model, to be made with by using this method. So there will be a probabilistic model, and is primarily be concerned for evolution of time. We are deciding the time required, and it is event oriented. Okay. Next is the critical path method. What is critical path method? Again, critical path, it has been critical path is nothing but the longest route for completion of a project, particular type of project. Okay. So it is nothing but the critical path. So we will decide the path required. We will decide the time required by covering the various activities. Okay. We will decide the path. So this path, again critical path will be decided, critical way will be decided in order to complete the project within the stipulated time, within the prescribed time, within the time which has been fixed. Okay. So what is critical path analysis? It is commonly used for those projects which are repetitive in nature. Excavations, always there is a repetition of, in every construction work there will be excavations. In every construction work there will be a laying down of PCC. In every construction project there may be laying down of foundation, steel in the foundation, steel in foundation. Okay. There will be meter cube concreting also. So these activities they are repeatedly in every construction work, this will be there. Okay. So it is commonly used for those projects which are repetitive in natures and where one has prior experience of handling similar projects. When the activities are repeated in natures and the one who is handling the project is having a knowledge related with the projects. Okay. Prior experience is there, prior knowledge is there. He is having a vast knowledge related with the project. At that time this critical path analysis will be used. Prior experience of handling similar projects. So it is a deterministic model. Here we will determine actually the how much days will be required. Okay. This is not a probabilistic model. Okay. It is a deterministic. This diagram or this model will be fixed. Okay. How many days will be required for completion of particular activities. Okay. So this it is not in that way we are predicting. No, this predicting word will not be there. Probabilistic word will not be there. It will be determined. Okay. So it is a deterministic model and places emphasis on time and cost for activities of a project. Okay. So for completion and emphasis is given for calculation of time as well as cost for activity of a project. Okay. How much time is required and how much cost will be required in order to execute a particular type of project or in order to execute the particular type of activities. I have given the examples of various activities. Okay. Excavation is one activities. Laying down of PCC is another activities. Whether it is floor finishes, whether it is plastering or brickworks in meter cube. So these are the various activities. So in this critical path method, we are finding out two things. First, we will find out the time required, and depending upon the time required, we will find out the cost also. How much cost will be incurred in construction in constructing a particular activity, in executing the particular activity, how much cost will be incurred. Okay. So time and cost, both things will be considered in this critical path method. Okay. The critical path analysis or critical path method it is analysis, we are calling down as analysis, but it is a method. So critical path method, in this critical path method we will find out both things. Okay, so it is actually a method. So critical path method is nothing but we will find out the various things. Okay. Yes, next we will see the various points to be they are related with these methods. Okay, so various points to be considered, or various things, what is an activity, what is an event. So all these basic terms or basic nomenclatures related with the critical path method or program evolution revenue technique. So we'll see the various important things related with this. Okay, the next slide is again important. These are the 4 important points. First point is decide a project can be defined as a set of large number of activities. As I've already said, completion of a project, there will be an interdependency, or there will be a large number of activities to be completed within the stipulated time. Okay, so what is a project? Project is nothing but a set of large number of activities. Okay, starting from excavations up to the floor finishes, up to the plastering, or up to the painting, or up to the any architectural treatments. So there are n number of activities to be done. What is project? Project is a set of large number of activities or jobs, with each activity consuming time and resources. Time will also be required, and resources will also be required in order to complete the activity in the stipulated time. Okay, the resources may be manpower resources may be required, equipments may be required, various materials will be required. Resources concerned with in resources word, various things will be included. Okay? Various manpower will be required, various equipments will be required, advanced equipments will be required in order to complete that activity within the stipulated time. What this first point indicates, first sentence indicates, a project can be defined as a set of large number of activities or jobs, with each activity consuming time and resources, that are performed in a certain sequence determined. So we have to decide the sequence, which activity will be taken first, which activity will be taken in intermediate construction work, and which activities will be at last. So we have to maintain the sequence. As I've already said, there will be interdependency. Okay? There will be some correlation between the different activities. So we have to draw the network diagram maintaining the sequence. Okay? So this sequence word is again very important. This sequence word is again very important. So we have to maintain the sequence. Okay? We have to maintain the sequence that are performed in a certain sequence determined. Okay? So this sequence will be first it is decided prior to the execution of it. Okay? So that are performed in a certain sequence determined. What is second point? Second point is nothing but a network is as I already said, what is a network? A network is a graphical representation of a project. We are graphically representing the various activities. Okay. So we have to draw a network. Okay. In order to execute the project, the various activities, we have to draw a network of various activities. A network is our graphical representation of a project, depicting the flow as well as the sequence of well-defined activities. And if there will be a sequence, there will be a flow of well-defined flow of activities and events. Okay? So all these, there will be a particular line and length will be there. There will be a particular sequence will be maintained in order to execute the various activities, in order to execute the various events. So what is a network diagram? It is a graphical representation of a project depicting the flow as well as the sequence of well-defined activities and events. What is an activity? As I have already said, activity is a task. Excavation, it is a task. Laying down of PCC, task. Flooring, task. Whether it is plastering, it is a task. What is an activity? An activity, also known as task and job, is any portion of a project which consumes time or resources and has definitely beginning and ending. Okay, there will be a beginning of a task and end of a task. Okay, beginning is, suppose first day is the beginning and 10th day is the end of that excavation, 11th day is the end of that excavation. So it is having some starting point and it is having some end point. This activity will have some starting point and this activity will have some end point. So what is activity? It is nothing but a task. We will divide a project in various activities. And what is activity? Activity is nothing but the thing which requires time as well as resources in order to execute, in order to complete. In order to complete within the stipulated time, it requires time and it requires resources. Okay? And it is having some beginning point and it is having some end point. Okay? So these are the important nomenclatures, these are the important terms related with the diagram, related with PERT and related with the CPM. These are the important terms related. So first we have seen project term, second we have seen the term as network, third serial number we have seen the term as activity. What is an activity? Known as task and job, is any portion of project which consumes time or resources and has definitely beginning and ending. Next, fourth important term is nothing but event. What is an event? Event is a node. So it is represented by a circular portion. We will see. There is a diagram which represents all these things. So in next slides we will see. So what is an event? Also known as node and connector. Connector of activities is nothing but event. Starting and end point of an activity will be connected by nodes. There will be connected by nodes. That nodes will represent the event. That nodes will represent the event. That connector will represent the event. Also known as node and connector is the beginning and end point of an activity or a group of activity. Every activity is some starting point. Every activity is having some end point. So this starting point and this end point, when it is being represented by a node, when it is represented by a node, such node, it is nothing but an event. Such node is nothing but a event. Okay? The event is nothing but a beginning and ending point of an activity or a group of activities. So these are the four important terms: project, network, activity and event. So all these terms will in further slides or in further problems, in further lectures in unit number 2, all these terms will be repeated frequently. This network word will be repeated frequently. This activity word will be repeated frequently. This event word will be repeated frequently. Construction of a project word will be it will be repeated frequently. Okay. So these terms were very, very important. Therefore, I have added this slide. This slide is very important because what is a network diagram? What is a network? It is nothing but graphical representations. What is an activity? It is nothing but a task. What is an event in short? It is nothing but a connector or node. Okay. Next slide is nothing but what are the steps for drawing CPM or PERT? That is critical path method and program evolution review technique. What are the network diagrams? In order to draw a network diagram, what are the steps to be considered? Okay. So what are the steps to be considered? These steps are very, very important, and these steps are more or less common for both the methods, whether we are using PERT method or whether it is we are using PERT method, CPM method or PERT method. So these steps are common. Okay. So these steps are very, very important in drawing a network diagrams. Okay. So these points are very, very important. What is first point? First we have to analyze. First we have to analyze and break up of the entire projects into smaller systems, specific activities and or events. So first we have to analyze which things or what are the different activities are there, what are the different events are there, or we have to divide the whole construction work into various activities and we have to divide the whole construction works into various events. Okay. So first we have to analyze and then divide. Without analysis we cannot divide into activities. Okay. Serial number 1 in this slide. What is serial number 1? Serial number 1 is nothing but analyze. First we have to analyze the project and then break down into various activities. Okay, various activities or events. Next, number 2, as I already said, determine the interdependency and sequence of those activities. We have to list out such activities which are interdependent with the previous activities, which are interdependent with the activities. After execution or after excavation, the further work will be done. Okay, that means next work, it has been totally dependent on the excavations. So second point is nothing but we have to decide the interdependency of various activities and sequence of those activities. Which activity will become preceding activity, which activity will it will be preceding, okay, which will come earlier and which will come later. Okay, so this sequence will be maintained. This activity sequence will it has to be maintained before drawing the network diagrams. Okay, first thing is nothing but we have to divide the project in various activities. Next thing, we have to decide the interdependency, and next thing is nothing but we have to maintain the sequence. Yes, sequence is very important. After which activity, the next activity it is to be executed. Sequence of those activities. Okay, what is serial number 3? Then after that we have to draw a network diagrams. Okay, then after we have to draw a network diagrams. So these 3 things to be considered, or these 2 points to be considered before drawing a network diagrams. Okay, to draw a network diagram. Next is that is serial number 4. Estimate the completion time, cost, etc. for each activities. We have to estimate the completion time. How much time will be required in order to complete a particular type of activities, and how much cost will be required, how much resources will be required in completion of a particular activities. Okay, so estimate the completion time and cost, etc. for each activities. We have to decide, we have to estimate. Fifth point is nothing but identify the critical path, that is the longest path through the network diagrams. What is the longest path? What is the longest days required in completion of a particular type of project. Okay, so identify the critical path. After drawing the network diagram, after estimating the completion time, fifth point is nothing but we have to draw the critical path, that is the longest path through the network. What is sixth point? Update the critical path methods or CPM or per diagram as the project progresses. As the project goes forward, there may be some plus or minus. So there may be some consequences, as it will not be as such that the time which we have decided will always be accurate. There may be some consequences. So depending upon that consequences, it is further to be revised. It is further to be updated. Okay. So sixth point is again important. Update the CPM or per diagram as the project progresses. So in short, there is a figure which represents all these things. Okay. So there is a figure which represents this. Okay. First is nothing but the project activities. First we are deciding the various activities. First we are dividing, analyzing and dividing the project in various activities. So first is nothing but the activities. This part is nothing but the activities. Okay. The first is nothing but the project activities. After deciding the project activities, after deciding the interdependency, after deciding the sequence of the various activities, then we have to draw this network diagrams. So this dotted line or this indicates the network diagram, where this circular part indicates the event and this arrow part indicates the activity. Okay, this circular part indicates, this node indicates the event, and this arrow indicates, this line indicates the activity. Okay, so after deciding all these things, we have to draw the network diagrams. We have to draw the network diagram. In this way, we will draw the network diagram and we will solve the various problems related with the CPM methods. Okay, so we have to draw the network diagrams. So this network diagram will be made easy after we are dividing the project into various activities and we are deciding the time required. Okay, so this network diagram to be made. What is next? Next flow chart. Next is nothing but the network calculations. So how much time is required? After drawing this network diagram, we will decide the critical path method, and after deciding the critical path method, then that network calculations will be done, and then scheduling of time will be done. How much time will be required in completion of a particular activities? So here it has been shown in bars. So this is nothing but some bars are common. That means after completion of this, then next will be started. After completion of this activity, next activity will be started, or some amount of time will be taken by previous activity, some amount of time will be taken by the next activities. This is interdependency. So this is nothing but the last flowchart is nothing but the time scheduling. So these are the 4 stages in the construction of CPM output. These are the 4 phases or stages in the construction. First is project activity. Next we have to draw the network diagram. Next we have to calculate the amount of time required, and next we have to draw or represent it into a graphical way. Okay. So in a graphical way, we have to represent the time required in order to complete a particular activity. We have to represent graphically also. The time required for completion of various activities, and we have to draw the interdependency also. Okay, so these are the 4 stages in drawing or these are the 4 phases in project planning with CPM and Pro. Okay, so this network or these phases are very important, or these steps are very important. Then what is next? The network representations. Network representation is nothing but each activity of the project is represented by arrow, as I've already shown in the previous slide. So circular part is node and arrow part is nothing but activity. So same thing that has been repeated. Each activity of the project is represented by arrow pointing in direction of progress of works. Always it will be pointed forward. That means project is flowing forward. Day by day it will be tends to completion of a project. Flow, it will be towards progressive flow, towards forward, from left to right. Okay, so each activity of the project is represented by arrow pointing in direction of progress of project. Next sentence is nothing but the event of the network establish the precedence relationship among different activities. Precedence is the previous activities. So this event represents the interdependency of various activities. Event will decide the interdependency of the various activities. Okay, it will decide the interdependency of the various activities. So it will decide the interdependency of various activities. The event will decide the interdependency of the various activities. The events of the network establish the precedence relationship among different activities. So there are various rules to be followed. These are the important rules to be followed. 3 rules are available for constructing the networks. What is the first rule? Each activity is represented by one and only one arrow. Okay, that means if the activity is excavation, so it will be represented by only one arrow. If it is another activity, laying down of PCC, then that activity will be again represented by some other different arrow. Different arrow in the sense different activity. So each activity will be represented by one and only one arrows. Okay, it will be represented by one and only one arrow. Each activity is represented by one and only one arrow. What is rule number 2? Each activity must be identified by 2 distinct events, because starting and end activity starting will be there, activity end will be there. That means that particular activity will have a node at starting point and node at end point. That means circular part at starting point and circular part at end point. That is node. So this node will have again events will be distinct. So each activity will be represented by 2 distinct nodes. Each activity will be identified by 2 distinct events also. Okay. and no or more activities can have the same tail and head events. ठीक है, तो no activity will have the same events will not be repeated. ठीक है, तो this is rule number 2. तो rule number first is related with the activity and rule number 2 is related with the events. ठीक है, so these are the two important rules. What is rule number 3? Rule number 3 is nothing about it. This is rule number 3 related with the drawing of a network diagrams. Okay, what is rule number 3? Rule number 3 is nothing but to maintain correct precedence relationship. The following questions must be answered as each activity is added to the networks. These things to be kept in mind when an activity is added in the network diagrams. Okay. So this when activities are added or when activities are drawn in order to have or to draw the complete network diagrams, this rule number 3 is very, very important. And in rule number 3 again there are 3 points. In rule number 3 again there are 3 points. Okay, what activity must be immediately precedes the current activity? So which activity will be precedes the current activity? Previous activity will be decided. Which activity will be precede the current activity? What activity must follow the current activity? We have to see backwards also, we have to see forwards also. If an activity backward, previous activity, which activity is previously interdependent on the current activity, and which activity is followed by the current activities. Okay, what activity must follow the current activity? And third important is what activity must occur concurrently with the current activities. Concurrent word is nothing but at the same point. Which activities it is to be started at the same point, okay, at a same event, at a same node. Concurrent word is related with the when it is having a same starting point. So what activities must occur concurrently with the current activities? Simultaneously. Concurrently word is related with the simultaneously. Okay? So which activity will be taken care simultaneously? Okay? At the same point. Okay? So this previously which activity to be taken under consideration, current after that which activity will be followed, and which activity will be started simultaneously or it is having a concurrent. So this in rule number 3. Again there are 3 important points. These 3 important points are very important in related with the rule number 3. Now this is nothing but the best example for the drawing of a network diagrams. In this way we have to represent. So this green portion or this tabular portion will be given in the question paper. Depending upon this tabular part we have to draw this network diagram. So this is nothing but the network diagram. This is nothing but the network diagram. This is very simple network diagram because it is having only 2 activities are there. But if the activities are number of activities A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, up to Z, or it may be given at numbers also, activity 1, activity 2, activity 3, 4, 5, 6, and number of activities may be there in a particular construction of project. But here there are only 2 activities, A and B. Before A, what is the predecessor? What is predecessor? Predecessor in the sense for this activity A, which activity it is to be taken in under considerations. Before activity A, which activity to be taken into considerations? Okay. So there is no as such activity to be done prior to the activity A. So there is predecessor is nothing but none. Okay. What is activity B? Activity B is only after it will be executed only after the completion of activity A. If the activity A it is being completed, then after activity A, B will be started. B will only be started after the completion of A. If the A will not be completed, then activity B will not be started. So this activity B will be dependent on the completion of the activity A. It is interdependent on the predecessor, that is A. Predecessor is the previous activity. Predecessor word is related with the previous activity. So A. Okay? Again I have said that this oval portion or this circular portion indicates the events, or this is in short it has been called as node or event. One and the same thing, node or event. This circular portion it is nothing but event. In some questions we will give the numbers to this also, 1 2 3 4 numbers will also be given to these nodes, but in present case there is no as such numbers given to these nodes or events. Okay, and this arrow parts indicates the activity A and activity B. So how we have drawn this network diagram? So depending upon this tabular portion, we have drawn this network diagram. So we have drawn this network diagram depending upon this table. So this activity A is the first activity because it is having predecessor as none. There is no as predecessor before A. That means A is the first point. Okay. What is B? B will be started only after completion of A. So after A, B will be completed. Okay. So this after A there will be a B. So activity B we have taken as after completion of A. After completion of A we have decided B, and this circular portion indicates the node or event, and this arrow portion indicates this activity. So this activity A and activity B. This is very simple example is there. Okay. Next again example number 2 is very important. Okay, again example number 2 is very important. What is example 2? Example 2, it is having 3 activities, activity A, B and C. So we'll see predecessors. Predecessor is nothing but the previous activities. Is there any activity before A? No, there is no as such activity before A, none. Okay. But what is the activity before B? Yes, there is an activity before B, that is A. Again there is activity before C. Activity before C. Yes, there is also an activity before C. That means B and C will be completed only after the completion of A. Only after completion of A will be completed, and then B will be started. Simultaneously C will also be started. At the same point where A it has been completed, at the same point B and C will be started, because the starting point is same for B and C, that is the A, activity A. Predecessor is nothing but only after completion of this activity B and C will be started. So A and B and C will have the both as same starting point as A. We have drawn A. Before A there is no, so there is none, so there is no activity before A. But B, so before B there is an activity A to be completed, and before C again there is an activity A to be completed. So before C there is A to be completed, before B A to be completed. Okay. So A will be executed when B will be executed when A will be completed. C will be executed when A will be completed. So this is nothing but the interdependency. We have to decide the interdependency of the various activities. Okay. So this second example is again very important. The first example was very simple, but here interdependency concept was cleared in the example number 2. So in this example number 2 we have covered the interdependency concept, okay, which is having a same starting point. B activity and C activity, it is having a same starting point as A. Only after completion of A, B will be started. Only after completion of A, C will be started. So there may be as such activities which is interdependent. So this interdependency concept, it has been cleared in this example number 2. So these are very simple examples. With the help of these examples, we will proceed further in order to calculate the difficult problems. Here in this problem there are only 3 activities available, but in some problems there may be 10 activities or 12 or 15 activities, and we have to decide the interdependency also. Predecessor is the previous activities. Next is again example number 3. Again this example will clear some more concepts on this. Okay. Again one by one we are increasing the activity. In example number 1 we have seen 2 activities. In example number 2 we have seen 3 activities. In example number 3 we are seeing 4 activities, and every example is very important. Okay. First example was very important, second example was also very important, and third example is again very important. Okay. So we will first read these are the various activities A, B, C, D. It may be considered as suppose we can decide this A as excavation, or B as PCC, or C as foundation trenches, or D as plinth casting of plinth beam. So there may be names given also, but we are representing this as alphabetical way also. The activity A, B, C and D. Predecessors, previous. Before A, is there any predecessors? No, there is no as such activity before A. Is there any predecessor for B? No, there is no as such predecessor for B. That means A and B, they will start at that point which is having no predecessors. There is no predecessor for A and B. Okay. What is C and D? C will be completed only after having completion of A and B. Only after completion of A and B. That means A and B will have the common point. A and B will have the common point. Only after completion of A and B, at the same point C will be started. Where the point AB will be completed, C will be started. So here AB, it has been completed, and at the same point C has been started. The point at which A and B it has been completed, the same point C will be started. In the same way, the point at which A and B will be completed, the D will be started. Okay? The D will be started only after the completion of this. So D will be started. Okay? The same way, after completion of A and B, D will be started. So this again clears some more concept on the drawing of network diagrams. These are the basics related with the calculations related with the network diagrams. The network diagrams is very, very important. So this will decide the network diagrams. Okay? So A, B, C, D is having no predecessors. B is also having no predecessors. But C, after completion of AB, the point at which AB has been completed, that means AB will have the same point, because the same point C will be started. Okay? Also AB will be completed at the same point where D will be started. So here we are having the same point as AB, and C will also be started and D will be also be started, and this oval portion or this node portion represents the events. So again, this example number 3 is very, very important. Okay? The last example is nothing but these are the few again examples are there, and these are the various activities are there. This is the example of the concurrent. Yes, where I have already said the concurrent when the starting point is same. This activity is starting point is same. So C and D, it is having the same starting point. This is nothing but the example of concurrent. Okay, this is also example of concurrent when it's E and F, it is having completed the same event, and the point at which it has been completed, G activity, it has been started. So this example is somewhat it is not used, because we have to apply a dummy activity. This dotted portion indicates the dummy activities. Okay? So this K and J, starting point is same and end point is same. So this it will not be in such a way that it will have the same start point and the same end point. Each activity will have the distinct starting point and distinct end point. This we have already studied in the rule. What the rule says? Rule says that each activity will have a distinct start point and distinct end point. No activity will have the same start point and same end point. Okay? Start point may be same, end point may be same, but both start and end will not be same. Okay? But this example it has been given where starting and end it has been same. Only starting will be same or only end will be same, but both starting and both end will not be same. Both start and both end will not be same. So here both start is also same and end is also same, therefore this will not be considered. It is a wrong method. Okay? So what is the right method? We have to draw a dummy activity. This dotted portion indicates the dummy activity. This is nothing but K activity is there and J activity is there. So we are having a dummy activity which doesn't require time and which doesn't require resources. What is dummy activity? Dummy activity is that activity which doesn't require time and which doesn't require resources in order to complete. It is just to have a flow. Connection part is there. Okay? So it is not as such that there will be a starting point or end point. The dummy activity will be there. So this is again the example of this, and this is again the example. Okay? Dummy activity examples. We will see in particular examples when we will actually solve the problems. We will see the things related with this dummy activities. Again, there is an example for this. These are the various list of activities M, N, R, S. These are the 4 activities are there, and predecessors are there. So M and N they are not having any predecessors, but R is having, yes, R is having Mn and S is also having N. That means S is having N. Only after completion of n, s will be there. Only after completion of n, s will be there, and mn will be have at same point. The mn will be at the same point. Predecessor mn will be at the same point, and at the same point, the point at which it has been completed, the same point r will be started. R will be started. The mn, it has been completed at same point, r will be started. So here we have considered the concept of dummy activity. There where we have considered the concept of dummy activity. So dummy activity we have taken because this s is also there. Okay, if this s activity is not there, only after completion of n, s will be started. So because of this dummy activity it has been added. Because of this dummy activity it has been added. Okay, so we'll see some more problems in next few lectures also. So these are the basics related with how to draw the network diagrams. So we have drawn the network diagrams. So we have seen the various things related with the network diagrams. So these are the various concepts related with the network diagram. We have seen the definition of activity, we have seen the definition of project, we have seen the definition of event also. Okay, so these concerns or these nomenclatures will be frequently used in drawing network diagrams. Okay, so here we will complete the unit number 2 first lecture. Unit number 2 first lecture, that is nothing but the activity concerns related with PERT and CPN, that is the critical path method and program evolution review techniques. So again we will actually solve the problems related with these concepts, and we will see some more concepts related with the critical path method, which things to be calculated, how much time will be required in completion of particular type of project, the durations will be there. All these things will be covered in the next lectures. So thank you. Please give the attendance in the comment box after seeing the video. Thank you.